Yes, that Jesus died for our sins.
That's the best news, right?
Yeah.
What else? What else can we tell our friends and family?
Well, so yesterday we get a text from Tessa, who lives with Joe, and she was telling us about 8 is a number in our family, but 3 is for the 2 of them. They seem to keep doing certain things with 3, meeting and dates and whatever with 3. And I said, 3 is the perfect number in the Bible. And I didn't hear any more. I was like, that's okay, I planted the seed. That's all I can do, Lord. So
At this point in time, we just keep feeding them
Right.
little things.
But otherwise, I would suggest, if they were around here, is invite them to church or a class or
And
watch a movie with me about.
just get to know them.
Mhm.
Get to know them, find out where they're at, what their thoughts are. And yeah, Jesus died for us. He died for you too. No matter what you did, He's forgiven you. He'll continue to forgive you. We have tons of good stories.
I like the little ditty. They have to know you care before they care what you know.
Right,
too.
right. We need to know them first. So find out, get to know them first.
And then I think just by sharing what God is doing in your life, even the small things.
Mm-hmm.
I was having trouble starting my car and I asked God to help me start it and it started.
Yeah.
That's above, but you just
No.
little things. I can't find my car keys. Let's put it that. I can't
Mhm.
find my car keys. Holy Spirit, show me where my keys are. I need them.
Right, and
And
that's,
then He prompts you to look in a certain place.
that's more important than quoting scripture to them.
Yeah.
Because they don't know it came from the Bible, but they do know your personal story. And maybe if it happened to you, it can happen to me. Maybe if I pray to God, then He'll listen to me too.
And then about the sharing this good news is you just, you know you're going to meet with somebody, say I'm going to meet with my brother, go visit my brother. And, just, Lord, open the door for me to share what you've done in my life, that He might be moved to realize this.
Give me the opportunity.
Yeah, give me the opportunity. Open that door, Lord.
Yeah.
But I like to think occasionally I get times where I get to plant a seed or something. I fall short when it comes to actual evangelizing, where there's a real opportunity, sharing deeper and more profoundly. But I'm here. I
I
need
feel like
to.
I know it in my head, but like Moses, my word doesn't come out the way I think it.
Yeah.
Well, we're not supposed to be salesmen, but.
I remember when we had the evangelist here and you and I. were
Oh,
part of her
yeah. That was
job.
hard.
And what was it? I was supposed to share Jesus with you or something? to
It was a
that effect?
confrontation. One of us was supposed to be not.
But I started, the word started coming out of my mouth and the Holy Spirit took over. And it was just like whoosh.
Mm.
And it was awesome because you just start it and God takes over.
And if you start with your story, you really can't mess up because it's your story.
And they can't refute that.
Absolutely, absolutely. They can't say, well, they can always call you a liar. They
Right.
can do that, but it's your story, and the evangelist tells us that that's the most important thing. Tell them what God's done in your life, because that's what they want to hear, because it's real life.
I think a lot of people don't think they're worthy, and none of us are worthy.
Right. Yeah.
And you gotta try to convince them, but I have a hard time.
And that's another good reason to get to know them, to find out what's going to make sense to them.
I know there was a time you used to evangelize in the beginning with you have a symbol bracelet. do you have it on now?
Yeah.
Okay. And people would see that and say, what is that? What do the symbols mean? And he would explain it to them. And I did hear of someone who carried an extra one and would, actually, they gave them out, then here, you have it. You know, and that was their way of evangelizing. They would give that bracelet or the WWJD, but they would give it to them and say, here, and then they would have a stash of them. So that's their way of
Yeah.
inviting to, at least to listen to what God has to say.
We just give something away.
Mhm.
You know, we also have these little bracelets that we handed out at the parade, and it's also the story of Jesus in a different way.
Mm-hmm.
That we all sin is the black one. Jesus died for us, and through his death he makes us pure, the white one. He ascended into heaven. By God's grace we are saved, and Jesus comes back, the royal color. And we still have a bunch of these. I mean, you know, give these out to people.
Mm-hmm.
And little kids like them, because they're beads. It's a little bit harder to give out things now, but they come in plastic bags, so we can hand those
We
out.
made them before COVID.
Right. And we actually give out a little piece of paper that says what we need.
Yeah.
So there's lots of different ways to tell the good news, to tell your story. You get to know the people. When you think of Jesus, how did he spread the word? He never invited people to come to the temple. He sat down and ate with people. He lived life with them. And that's his example of how we can get started, living life with people, talking to them, finding out about them. And everybody likes to talk about themselves, so you ask them questions first. So our spiritual discipline of this week is serving others. And we know that there's just an endless way to serve others. You know, Meals on Wheels, I don't even know if we have something like that in Cambridge.
Yeah,
We
they
don't
do.
have the Thanksgiving
We do?
meal. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah, I think it's out of Kewanee, out of
Okay.
Senior Citizen Center.
Oh, I know where that's at. We had to turn around.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Oh, it's way out here?
By
So
Walmart.
it serves?
Yeah,
Cambridge?
by Walmart.
Pardon me?
So it serves Cambridge too?
Yes.
Wow.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, the sign said Henry County.
Mhm.
Mhm.
Okay.
Well,
So we can get involved with that if they need drivers. I don't think we're going to be able to have our Thanksgiving meal this year, but that was always fun, taking meals to people. Visiting nursing home residents, we just love doing that, except now it's off limits.
Well, now that we heard Ruth Bonzi will be out there by Friday,
Yeah,
she's moving from Allure to there.
Oh, to Hillcrest?
yeah.
Mhm, They
Oh.
announced it last
Yeah,
night.
yeah, they gave us an update.
Yeah.
For some reason, I didn't know that she was not even our boss, and I just sent her like a charity card. So will it get to her, or will, I mean, does somebody with her, and
I don't know.
I don't know
She
either.
files a quality address with the post office.
We can call Joyce
Or-
Martin.
Her kids probably take care of stuff too. I think she's got a son that kind
oh,
of
okay.
takes care of some stuff, so.
Maybe we could take, I don't know, call Joyce Martin. I send cards, but it's not the same as going to visit at least 6 feet away with a mask on,
Mhm.
you know.
Yeah, and visits mean a lot. So now
Mhm.
that she's at Hillcrest. we can-
Well, Joyce is back at home now. She's back
Joyce
at,
Martin is.
yes.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I thought that was a really neat initiative you and Wilma did this summer in the prayer golf cart that went around.
Oh, Chris and I.
Oh, yeah, Chris,
Uh-huh.
I'm sorry.
Yeah, yeah, that we
What?
enjoyed that. And
Yeah.
yeah, I think we witnessed to people.
Yep.
Yeah.
Or being involved with grade school kids. You know, we may not be able to do Awana this year, but maybe we can get involved in reading to the kids. And I'm sure Mr. Akers wouldn't have any problems with us reading Bible stories to the kids. So it's
Yeah.
one way we can get God to them. Because we still don't know what the school's going to do. Helping sort, distribute clothing and food at a mission center, or working at the food bank when it's our month, or even when it's not our month. can help out. Goes around town, Bill's Henry County, that's always a fun thing to do, to volunteer and actually use my tools again, and just a good time. Or teaching children basic life skills, like Sue is offering a sewing class. She's going to do that again this week.
Oh, is she?
Yeah.
I think it's Wednesday.
Darn, everything's Wednesday. You know, that one day a week where it just,
Yeah.
it's Wednesday, okay.
Or helping people cook, showing them how to cook.
I mean to do that, I really should do that, but I don't know where to start with that. I need
What's
some-
your specialties?
I can do almost anything, but just the basic, I don't want people to carry out food anymore. I have a problem with that.
Oh,
Well, but if they make it here, they can take it home. and
Right,
eat it.
we cook everything at home. Jim said there is no reason to go out, our food is incredible. So, but I enjoy baking, and
Yeah.
I just finished canning. I'm giving away pickles. Thank goodness Denny Barman has taken them all. We have too many pickles.
Everybody's been
We
busy.
could have supplied, easily, we could have supplied Fall Review with pickles.
Yeah. We've got
Easy.
A lot of blossoms left.
Easy. And they're still coming in,
Yeah.
this size.
You're talking cucumbers, not pickles.
Yeah, mm-hmm. We pick them when they're the pickle size.
We're gonna can them and do
Oh, no, we have 2 shelves full of pickles downstairs. I'm so tired of pickles. We're giving them away. I said, no more pickles. But, yeah, I will come up with something.
Yeah, and so think of the skills that you have. You know, maybe it's knitting, maybe it's crocheting, maybe it's cooking, maybe it's baking, and how we can get those skills not only to children, but some older people don't know how to cook. Some, I shouldn't say older, some 20-somethings, 30-somethings, they don't know how to cook. So these would be nice skills to be able to give them. The food pantry's always giving away dried beans because nobody takes them.
They don't know how to
what
use
do
them.
with
Yeah.
So these are ways that we can care for God's people. These are ways that we can feed them. And sometimes it's not even just the class we're teaching, it's the relationship we're developing with whoever's in the class. In the Wisconsin church, we had senior meals at our church because they couldn't have them at the school because the school was so limited. You had to park in this spot. You had to be out after an hour. You had to do this, you had to do that.
They had tight security.
Very tight security.
Mhm.
So they approached the church, it's like, of course, church is empty. So the seniors came in and they had an opportunity to sit with each other as long as they wanted to. We didn't kick them out. And once in a while we got a chance to eat with them, and it was just a blast. So if there's an opportunity to do that, to sit with people. Right now, we're talking about visiting people at Hillcrest that we know. It's a little bit tougher to visit with people you don't know, but maybe they would welcome that. So if we can get a list from Hillcrest, is there anybody here that doesn't have a visitor?
That's a
And
thought.
then perhaps we can visit them.
Call them outside to sit for a
And
while.
just talk,
Mhm.
just talk.
And I don't know who does this, Gina, is it you who puts the addresses on the prayer net? Or somebody else put it on?
Oh,
Perfect.
yeah, when people, yeah.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I mean, every once in a while, it's like, you know, like I've seen Gladys's and, Ruth Bonzi, when you can keep track of where she's at. And, you know, different, Rose Martin and Coley, you know, I've seen those on there, and the card ministry is very important. I used to be
Mhm.
part of it when I was at Heritage. But, you know, even those that maybe we don't know so much, that have lost a family member with, you know, different things going on in their lives, that just is a part of encouragement sometimes. But I know a few people I think would be very good at that.
Well, Karen does a lot.
Karen
She'll
does
call,
a lot.
she keeps in touch with me. I've sent cards to so. Okay, it's been 4 months, I'll send another set. And at the beginning of COVID, we did that a lot. We had a lot of cards going back and forth, but it's kind of died down. Sort of like the Hillcrest. In the this was my 3rd collection of items, and it got smaller and smaller, and it was discouraging. And I was like, this is it, you know, but this is it.
It was a table full of stuff.
It was.
And so perhaps we need to find something else.
I took the list from what they wanted. Oh, you
No,
mean
but I
from
mean
Hillcrest?
something else.
Something else.
Maybe instead of cards, maybe it's phone calls.
The old fashioned, mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe it's Zoom. Maybe we Zoom with people who are stuck at home. It's time for us to get creative. How can we use the technology we've learned to use in a different way?
The only problem is you have people who don't have computers and don't want them.
But they might have a phone.
Yes, that's right.
Almost everybody's got a phone.
Yes, I will call Joyce Martin and
So
talk
we
to her.
could try that. And I think at this time, especially when people are shut in, we have to find someone.
If you have phone only, you can call and at least hear Zoom, right?
No, you need a
No.
computer.
No, call in.
Oh, you can call
I
in?
thought you could.
Yeah, because when we send the invites out, we always allow to call in.
That's right, Rich,
Nobody's-
you did one
Nobody's ever
time.
done it. Well, you used your phone for
Right.
Zoom though.
No, but he called in once.
Actually, I did one time.
Did you?
Because I
Mhm.
was having trouble with my cell phone.
Okay.
Right, so he did call in.
Yeah.
His name came up, and we saw speakers, but that, we didn't see the
Yeah.
face, but
Oh,
his
no.
name, we knew it was Rich, and, cause he talked. So, yeah, I remember when you did that. Okay.
I
Yeah.
never could figure out how to make a comment or anything, but I was watching it.
And so like even
Oh,
the
on
la-
Zoom?
even the landline would work.
You don't type it in, you just talk.
Oh, and this is
No, on the
Facebook
sermon, so
Live.
Facebook Live,
Oh, it's
Oh.
Facebook Live.
yeah.
Well, right now, Gary's on,
Well, I could
Hi,
see other-
Gary.
I could see other people's
and John
comments.
Rowan. Roars.
I have no
What's his
idea how to, I'll have to ask Betsy, how do I make a comment when I'm watching Facebook Live? I don't have a clue.
You do, it's easy. You
Okay.
just
There's
go,
a little thing that is a
comment. Mm-hmm,
box, and you tap on that, and then you type it in.
great.
I know on my iPhone there's just a menu selection like in the lower right hand corner, and then it gives you a choice of all the different things to do. And just show a document,
Okay.
chat, and you just type it in, I guess.
So that'll be another thing to pray for this.
Raise your hand.
Ask God to show us different ways to connect with people and see what comes up with.
Too bad it's not Christmas. We can go Christmas caroling, you know, right outside their windows.
Oh.
But that's something we can plan for.
Yeah.
You know, right after Thanksgiving, do some caroling at people's homes right outside. Like when we went to see Gladys, and they had her inside, and we sang "Let You Call Me Sweetheart" from on the other side of the door. She just loved it, and she was.
Would you keep social distance between the carolers?
Well, actually, we didn't,
make
but we
it
had
harder.
masks on, and it was.
Yeah, I mean, I would.
And it was with the Borgs. Come to think of it, but we're
That
fine.
was 2 months ago.
Yeah, we're fine.
Oh, great.
And if
Well, you
you're,
made it work.
if you're caroling with a mask on, and if you're not singing at each other,
Yeah.
you'll be okay.
Yeah, well,
You'll be okay. So.
Is there a way too we could take them communion or no? Because I just saw the bishop's thing. He doesn't want communion now.
Well,
What's wrong with
like I said, that's too bad.
In person.
I think the way we do communion, there's no interaction of anything. I drop the bread in your hand. I hold the top of the cup. You guys are so good at grabbing the bottom of the cup. And even if somebody were to touch my right hand, then I switch to my left. And it's worked so well.
I know.
These April, May, June, July, August. 5 months. I see no reason why we should take a step back.
But is there a way we could deliver communion?
in the outdoor, you even had a backup. You had the water gun.
Yeah, he still has that
that
gun.
you could have resorted to.
Right, right.
Yeah.
Yeah, just open wide. I had a water gun for our first outdoor service, and I said it was filled with grape juice, but it was white grape juice, so you didn't have to worry about stains. So we just, we have to get creative.
Okay.
How we can reach out. And as to the bishop, I understand what he's worried about, but I think that we found the solution. Sorry, hi, Bishop. I think we found the solution, Bishop. And my folks are very careful.
You are double gloved. You are triple masked.
Well-
I mean,
Sanitizer, first pair of gloves. Sanitizer, second pair of gloves.
Jeez.
yeah,
So I don't think we should take a step back.
I agree.
So. And
I'm
as for,
assuming you're gloved and masked when you're cutting the bread too.
right. That,
Oh, I
that
am.
is.
So,
Yeah.
you know, preparation is covered also.
Yep. And where were we going? The only way we could deliver communion
It's to buy the little kits.
is, yeah, we could buy the little kits.
Mm-hmm.
We could go door to door. You know,
Just to the people who are shutting. That's all.
Why can't people go into like a room in the nursing home and have all their masks and gloves on and give it to them like this?
yeah.
Or
I
new
mean,
business we
My sister goes
could,
into
There's-
Woodridge, or used to.
Yeah,
not
there's
anymore.
ways we could do it, but I think they're just so worried that people are coming from the outside that they just can't control.
Good. Like a K-ration, you have a little packet sealed
Well-
with a grape juice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and they
They,
have them.
they sell them like that,
In
yeah.
the bread.
We just threw out, I don't know how many because they were so old.
They were
Oh.
brown.
Yeah, the
Juice was brown.
really bad.
But what I'm saying is like when you go see Coley, it'd be nice, could you give him something or they won't let you give
I
him
don't
anything?
know. Because
I
they
mean,
would
your
have to-
temperature's
they probably
taken.
have to sterilize it
Mm.
because they don't know where it's coming from.
Mm.
You know, with the communion, the only thing that I noticed, but maybe it's all been sanitized. Well, I haven't, since we started that inside, I haven't been to communion, well, I haven't been there long, but, like last week I wasn't here. And, but, you know, they sanitize their hands and then they walk down and touch the railing, you know. They touch the railing to steady themselves. I mean, I do that all the time. When I go down the steps, I hang on to the railing.
Well, but see, they don't touch the bread. What happens is, I take the bread, in my gloved hands, and I drop it in their hand. So I'm not touching them.
No, I just meant before all this happened.
When you guys
Oh.
when you guys come down the steps, are you touching the railings as you come down?
But I'm just holding, I'm not doing anything.
Right, you're just holding.
Right.
No.
But last time Jim went down and then I walked down without touching the railing because he
So you're
held it
not
for
touching
me.
the railing.
No.
Right, he's very stable.
And it's
But
just
I
Jim
think
and
she's
Chrissy
getting at,
who are
for
doing
each and
the
every
elements.
person coming
Oh,
for
before,
theirs
right, before,
might
we would people would sanitize their hands,
be, yeah.
and
there
they
you
would
go.
tear off the bread and give it to somebody. So even there, the only thing that's troublesome is we had communion by intinction, where the person would take a
Mhm.
piece of bread from somebody and dip the bread into juice. Now, if just the bread touches the juice, it's not,
There's too many possible errors
Right,
that can
that's-
go wrong with that.
there's still a problem there because
Mhm.
it could be the person who's giving out the communion
Mhm.
touched the bread.
Maybe she means after you have communion, people go to the rail, and then they get up and leave, and other people come to the rail and touch it.
At some
doesn't
point,
get-
Well, no, because they don't
Oh.
kneel at the rail to get communion.
Well,
But-
I know, but some,
No, somebody did though last time.
Some
They
stop
did knelt
to
down
pray.
afterwards.
Oh, but that's after they get their communion.
yeah.
Right,
I was
so,
just talking about the rail,
But-
they do go,
Yeah.
help you walk down the steps.
Yeah, no,
If I was up there, I would be.
Jim's stable, he walks without holding on.
Yeah.
at some point,
So at
that's-
least, at some point, I probably will need the railing, but at least now I don't have to. But yeah, communion by intinction, it's it could be troublesome, especially if you have little kids who dip their whole hand in the juice.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
But
It happened in Wisconsin,
we're
so we
gonna have to
switched to,
revisit that.
during cold and flu season, we switched.
Right.
We couldn't do that because the kids would literally, I know.
Bob and Adam.
Oh my gosh, Bob and Adam.
At some
Sweet
point,
kids.
it's almost like allowing terrorists to take over your life. The terrorist is what everyone's afraid of getting, but changing every part of your life
Right. You have to.
is giving up life to some
Yeah.